All right. What do we got here, guys? Check it out. The Xtra Cab from Rc4wd Drive on the long wheelbase Trailfinder 2 chassis. William, I'm trying to get the stuff done. Start on the video, buddy. I had a lot of stuff. You can see the box is empty already, so I couldn't contain myself when I took it out to look at it and started messing with it. I just had to dive into making the changes to make it my own. So what you'll see here in a little bit, we'll go over what I've done to it, and I'll just do like take my little camera thing and go around and show you guys, an overview of the stuff that I've made so far, changes to the truck right off the bat. So when you get the truck, it just comes with your standard Rc4wd Drive 45 turn brushed motor with a 14 tooth 32 pitch pinion gear. So just like all the other Rc4wd drives, that's the motor out of it. I've already taken that out. They give you, it's a true RTR. It comes with the double A's for your transmitter. It comes with a nickel metal hydride battery, 3000 milliamp. Also comes with a nickel metal hydride with the adapters for like the European stuff and all that good stuff. We didn't need any of that, so that got pulled right off the bat. The next thing they give you with the truck, like I said, it's really, when they sell it to you, they really are true RTRs. You get a 4-channel. This is the XR series 4-channel receiver. Also is not in the truck anymore because I've switched up to my GT5 right off the bat. Brand new here. They give you their normal Rc4wd Drive transmitter. It does have the 3-position switch down here. You can put a winch on it. They're okay transmitters to get you through. They take 4 AA batteries. I mean, they're a good starting transmitter, I guess. For what they are, they're not terrible. I mean, I've still got a few. I think I've got maybe like 1 truck still running one of these. So they're okay. So let's get back. Well, we'll go ahead and just run through the stuff that comes in the box here real quick so we don't get it really stupid long. It comes with your mirrors, your scale stuff, your mirrors for like your mirror stickers for your side mirrors, your splitter for the front, your front valance if you want to run that. I couldn't run it because I changed mine. Let's see. Comes with your battery strap. Okay, comes with your battery strap. I don't use those anymore either. I have a different setup I use. It comes with how this one ships. There's your little pin connectors, a switch from like your drag brake and your nickel metal hydride to LiPo stuff on your stock ESC. The stock ESC is just your, over there with the stock ESC, it's just your factory stock, Rc4wd Drive Outcry ESC. I think they're calling this like a Series 3 or something. I don't know. It works. They're not bad. I still got this one in my Trailfinder 3. It's been in there 3 years. It's basically a Hobbywing 1060 is basically what that is. It works. It gets you on the road, gets you trailing. It's not necessarily bad stuff. It's not, there's a lot better, obviously. They give you your extra leaf springs here. These are your bigger helper springs they give you because Rc4wd Drive, we'll talk about that next. They changed a bunch of stuff with this truck to make it better right out of the box, which is awesome that they're listening to people. I don't know if I went over this. This is your shock springs. They have removed the internal springs already. They need to do this with all their RTRs, in my opinion, because this is the majority of what guys do to them. Comes with your screws for your body. Also comes with some extra screws in all your stuff as well. Right off the bat. Let me grab one of the wheels and tires it ships with. These are nice. They are a BF Goodrich all-terrain. They got the scale lug bolts in them. I'm going to break all this stuff down for you. These are a super nice tire. The only problem I have with them is they are a 3.6 tall. I don't know if you go on their website and you actually look to see what they say the height of these are. And if you put these on a narrower wheel, they would probably go up in height. But these are just a tad bit too small for the extra cabs, in my opinion. They don't look right because it looks like a lifted truck with too small of a tire on it, but that's my opinion. These tires are very nice, compound. I'm sure they'll work really good. They are the BF Goodrich all-terrain TAs. They're a nice tire, scale detailed out, very nice. I don't know if I'm going to keep these or not. They're a 1.7 wheel. These are an actual true replica of the Rc4wd Toyota wheel, which would be right for this. But there's no way these trucks sit this tall and run like that stock style setup. If they did that, they should have lowered these. It's no big deal. You can lower them. You can get lowering leaf under kits if you want to keep this style stock and just lower the truck down. I'm going to pick up a lowering kit to have to use here because I have plans for this truck after it gets run for quite a while to completely change the configuration of this truck. Sorry, I had to get me some kufifi. So, diving directly into the changes they've made to this, because that basically covered everything right off the bat. They have now put XVD axle shafts in the front of this, which thank goodness I've been harping about that forever and ever on my channel, and everybody else pretty much has too. It is an official licensed Toyota product, so of course Rc4wd Drive, I think they've probably had that licensing for I don't know how long. It's got the Yoda 2 Ultimate cast axles that everybody likes to cry and whine about. That's obviously, if you watch my video, the TF3 when I beat on it, they break, but they're not as weak as everybody say they are. It's got an R3 single-speed transmission, pre-installed light system. It's got Rc4wd Drive's light kit. They're nice. I'm on the fence. Once again, here's your BF Goodrich all-terrain KO2 1.7 scale tires. They are very nice scale replica tires. Of course, like I said, it is an RTR, beadlock wheels, full-wheel drive. It's your standard, it's your standard trail finder, long wheelbase. Just all of them are basically the same with the R3 transmissions. They have changed the stuff on the inside of the axles as well. I've noticed there are a lot closer tolerances. There's not as much play and stuff, so I think Rc4wd Drive has stepped their game up a little bit with those, or at least mine more on this model. Comes with your scale engine bay, same as the 4Runner. All of them are the same. It's just a plastic tray insert that you can take in and out or whatever and make changes to. I'm going to make changes to mine, just like I did with my 4Runner, if you go back and watch those videos. It says it's an 87. Everybody knows 1987 would have independent front suspension on the Toyota trucks like this year. So it's more like the Marty McFly truck, the earlier one that had the straight axle front end. They didn't make those very long, so technically this isn't really an 87, but it is what it is. It's still pretty close to right. They haven't fixed the front A-pillar problems. Not that big a deal to me. I see a lot of guys, especially in the Rc4wd Drive groups, doing the boo-hoo, cry, cry, cry. It's not that big of a deal. It looks fine to me, and I'm a Toyota guy. I love Toyotas. I always have. I'm perfectly happy with that. So, it does come. I'm not breaking all this stuff down about the billet aluminum chassis and all that stuff. I have noticed one thing. The steering servo on this truck seems a lot better, especially with what I have in there on 7.4 volts. It seems to work better than all the other twister servos that I've ran. So maybe they've done a little bit of better quality with that too. I don't know. I'm just going over what I found so far. The wheels are the SR5 stamped steel. Like I said, they're not aluminum, they're steel, but they're very nice. We've already done the tires. It does have the Marlin sliders on it, so they are a little different than like your other sliders. So it does have the Marlin sliders. Little bit of difference there. Like I said, they say it's an 87. It's okay. I don't really care about that. I'll call mine in, I think, 85, 86. Those years. The McFly truck from the original Back to the Future truck was, I think, the last year for the straight axle leaf spring front end, I think. So, anyways, not getting into that. Right off the bat, this thing I'm pretty sure has it. I'm reading here and it doesn't say it, but the leaf springs definitely seem like they are a lot softer than the leaf springs that I've noticed that came on other trucks. I don't know if they're putting the soft leaf springs on these. I don't know, but they feel a lot better. Even taking like your helpers out on my other trucks didn't seem like they worked as well out of the box as these. So I don't know if they've made some changes there or not either. But anywho, it does seem better. It comes with the inner fenders. I haven't got them installed yet because I'm still trying to get through the truck and get everything Loctited and all the changes I've made to it. So the inner fenders will go on the truck later, but it comes with the rear inner fenders, comes with the front inner fenders. They are right here. They are pre-painted, pre-coated, I don't know, whatever you want to call them. Pretty heavy-duty feeling. I really like these. I'm going to pick me up another set of these for my McFly truck because I have the McFly truck. And then we'll do some comparisons with the McFly truck later in another video. Not this one because I don't want to get it too long. I know I always say that, but they always end up long. So that's basically right off the bat there, just going over the stuff. It is painted. It is not. Well, I'll show you the truck before we get into that. So let me shut it off here, and then we'll get into it, guys. Okay, so we don't need this no more. Boom, there she is, Xtra Cab. The doors are open on it because I've done a lot of modifications to this truck already. I got the crew. We've all been working hard the last couple days. So right off the bat, I got into this thing like I was talking about there in the beginning. These Xtra Cabs they sit really tall out of the box. So they're just too tall, in my opinion, to not be a lifted pickup, which with the SR5 wheels and stuff, I'll grab the one here. Like I said, they're 3.6. They don't look terrible. I mean, you can make them work. Especially once your leaf springs break in, you'll start getting it to droop down some. These would be perfect with a leaf under, if anybody's wondering about that. I have a plastic 3D printed leaf under that I tried out, and I set it, and these fit perfect with a leaf under. But I'm not much of a stock truck type guy. In the real world, 1-to-1, all my stuff's usually lifted if I get into it. So that's what I've decided to keep here. Period correct. I went with, instead of the Rc4wd Drive's 155 Swamp, TSL Swampers are just a little bit too small in my opinion. So I went with the Pro Line. These are the Pro Line 1.55 Swampers. They are about a 3.9 tire mounted to these SSD wheels, and I'm going to get you guys in for a closer look. So I'm going to give you guys a scan around here of the truck and stuff, and then we'll talk about the stuff that right off the bat I went into changing. So let me get my camera out of the mount and we'll do a scan around. Alright guys, so here's a little walk around. I'm going to try to be as steady as I can with the camera. So right off the bat, you'll see I changed the wheels and tires. These are 155 SSD slots. I am running the Aisin, I think that's how you say it, actual Toyota hub. These come shipped. This is the factory Rc4wd Drive hub right here. It does work with the SSD wheel, and it actually blends in nicely. It has the little Rc4wd Drive logos on it. These are very nice. So yeah, I did change out the wheels and tires. Like I said, here is comparison size-wise. You know, there's a decent amount because the Pro Lines are almost a 3.9 tire. So, yeah. Let's see. I changed out. The reason why I was telling you I wasn't running the stock splitter is because I'm running the Rc4wd Drive push guard here. I swapped up to that. If you get one of, if you get one of these, make sure you get a mount. I'm running the medium mount because it fits about right where this would fall on the real one-to-one pickup. With this style mount, though, you can't run that chin spoiler. If you get the one where it hangs down clear down here, you can run the chin spoiler and still run this. But I didn't want this digging into everything, to be honest with you, when I was on the trail. And I don't know how long this is going to stay on here. I'm thinking about modifying it to putting the thrust bumper on this later, but I'll get into that later on. Modified a bug shield to fit properly here on the extra cab, and I've just added a little. This is not an RC four-wheel drive bug shield. This is a bug shield that I got from a guy. I think it was actually from a Mojave body. I can't remember. Anyhow, I just modified it a little bit and then tinted it myself and put it on here. Thought it fit the theme pretty well. I make my own license plates, so I just made an RC four-wheel drive license plates. That's just not a sticker stuck on there. I had a couple extra KC lights left over. I do need to go in here and put lights in those still. I like the square ones on there better than the round. So let's move into, it does come with the proper Toyota forward shackle reversal on the front, which would be right for the truck, so I left it on there. I personally feel these work better than most of the aftermarket companies that make them. I have a couple A&M garage kit, nothing wrong with their stuff. I like this if you're looking for more of a scale truck look. This just looks more proper to scale. That's my opinion. I do not have the inner fenders in it yet. I still got, like I said, I've been working on that. If you see the brake disc here, I just kept the simulated. These are an extra hub that bolts into your wheel on the SSDs. These are all a kit. If I can find the links to stuff, I will post some links to some stuff here with how I built the truck. So coming into here, the reason what was taking me so long is I had to make my own wing glasses here because I took my windows out. Sorry, I'm trying to get it to focus here. I took the windows out here because I like to ride open cab. That's how I like to do. I've got the twisted tree whip antenna because I always run his stuff. I just have this kind of halfway mounted down because I'm not sure if that's where I'm going to keep it at. I didn't want to drill any holes in this body or anything yet, so but I made my own wing glasses for this. I started scaling out the interior in here. I'm still working on it. I didn't get time to get to everything, but we have a proper four-wheel drive, Peterson's four-wheel drive magazine in there. I've still got to make my shifters, my shift knobs inside. I'll be making those, how I make them on my other trucks. I've got that info on the channel already if you search through my videos. I have to have the doors open because the epoxy and stuff's not dried. I use an epoxy that I can pop these back out on, but they won't fall out on the trail. So let's see here. Let's spin it around for another view here from the front. There she is from the front. It does come with the Ome Emu shock. They're just your normal 70-90 shocks, which work fine. You can change that stuff around if you want. The ATV fits in there. I've started scaling it out, a little bit of accessories. Made the wing glass over here as well. That's all. I made all that for that corner. There's what the interior looks like. I've got to detail the interior up. I'm still working on the detail items on the interior. Working on going to be changing the sliders. Forgot I had to leave that open. I have went ahead and went up with a pin-on mod for the body. Just because I've learned to kind of like this. I call it the Lazy Man mod, but it's just a joke. Don't take offense to it. Still got to build the scale exhaust system for it because all my trucks get a scale exhaust system. I did add some sticker packs to the windows that I've been collecting over time, representing. I've still got a bunch more. I've got a pew rack to go into the back with some pews that are going to be fastened into the back window. You know, since this is more of an off-road truck. I stole the license plates that I made to the trail since this truck off the TF3 over here. Since this truck is taking the duties of that one. So, yeah, we got that. This is just scale details. Does got an opening tailgate as well. RC four-wheel drive. This one fits a lot better than the one on my Marty truck. So just going around everything. Just, yeah. They really stepped their game up with this one, guys, with a lot of the parts. RC four-wheel drive did. Try to get over here and keep you guys down at a level where it's nice and probably going to be changing a little more stuff here and there out on it. I'm really happy how it's coming out so far. These aluminum slots, the aluminum slots in the Swampers were pretty much what I could find about perfect, spot on, period, correct. I had a uncle that had one of these trucks in red, had these stripes on it, but his was red, had the same collar interior. He had aluminum slots on it. I know these are steel chrome. He had the aluminum slots that were like hand polished to almost a chrome. It was a beautiful truck. He had that truck forever and drove it for years until it finally just it was like 30 years old and it just rotted and fell apart. And it was still running, had the 22 RE in it. I think his was an independent front suspension. His was later year. But he didn't have the straight axle front end on it. His was a true 87. So, yeah, I don't know if this is enough of a walk around for everybody. The details on these trucks are phenomenal. And if you don't mind wanting a lifted off-road looking pickup, you know, they're pretty much what you'd want to see here. Like a Toyota pickup truck lifted with, say, some, I don't know, 35s, 36s, because, you know, it is pretty tall. I'm waiting to get the Bauhaus skid plate and the Bauhaus carriers out of stock. I've already done that stuff to the Marty truck over here. The Marty truck, I can't get up in there, but the Marty truck already has the Bauhaus stuff underneath of it. So I want to get the Bauhaus stuff for this because this truck's going to be hard use off-road. I'm not going to baby it. It's going to be used. As I was saying, it is painted. It's painted. It's not molded plastic like a bunch of the other trucks. So when you take this thing off-road and you start bayou brush striping and scratching it like a real pickup truck, it's going to look just like a real pickup truck. You could take and go down in here with a little bit of whatever your rust stuff that you use. You could go through your scratches and stuff and start putting in here and wiping in, and it's easy patina. That's why I do like the painted trucks if you're into the patina stuff. Patina thing's not really my thing, but it is what it is. A lot of guys love it. I have to drive a piece of shit car in real life, so I prefer my RCs not to be a piece of shit. I like to have nice stuff every once in a while. I don't care that it is 2024 and is a Toyota pickup truck. These trucks still exist out there and show quality, and they're beautiful. They just don't make them like this no more. Whether you like the new stuff or not. But anyways, yeah, I'm still got a lot of scale detail. I've got to tear the interior completely out of it and go over all that stuff. But this is basically it, guys. I mean, it's just basically the TF3. And I will do, once I get everything done up with this, we will go over the McFly and the regular standard extra cab, comparing them and stuff. If you look, I have lowered down the McFly truck a little bit. It's sitting on my lift. But yeah, I have lowered down the McFly truck a tad bit. My own way of lowering. And this McFly truck doesn't come with... I think personally this is a better deal. For what they charge, you're just getting the upcharge because it is a McFly truck, basically. Is what I'm assuming. But you know, it is what it is. You know, and they probably had to pay more for the licensing for the McFly stuff because this is a really nice replica of the McFly truck, minus the wheels and tires that come on it. I actually found the Boom Racing 155 Pro builds built with a conservative dish on the wheels are almost spot on for that McFly. So these trucks are just some of my favorite trucks. This is my dream truck right here. I love Toyota pickups. I know a lot of guys love the Chevys and stuff, but where I'm at, Chevys are overdone. I'm sick and tired of square body stuff. I like them too, but my buddies all had them, and I constantly worked on them all the time. I just love the Toyotas. Now, you put a small block in the Toyota, now you got a truck. That's just my opinion, though. Let's see here. It's gonna kill me to scratch this thing up. Oh, before we go, the engine bay. It does come with a prop rod that you pull up and it wedges it open. I'm not messing with that right now. The prop rod's right down in there. You can see it. Wrong direction. So there's your scale motor. I've got to paint some stuff and add wiring. It does come with your detail stuff underneath your hood from like your dealer when you bought the truck. So that's cool. Rc4wd Drive sells a detailing kit for this for like $15, $16. You don't got to make them. I'm not sure if I'm just going to buy their detail kit or I'm going to make them. Now, I made the detail kit all by hand on my 4Runner here. I'll try to get in close for you guys as I can. I made all that stuff, and the washer jug and all that is all homemade by me. All the wiring, the spark plug wires, the painting up on the details of the motor and stuff, that was all made by me on that truck. Those are all made, the battery terminals and all that stuff. I made that on my 4Runner. I don't know if I want to get into making them for this because that took forever. And for $16, it's, in my opinion, it's kind of worth just to buy the stuff to just do it. Because it comes with some really nice detailed stuff. Just get on Rc4wd Drive's website and look for that stuff. I'd put links, but you know, I don't get anything from Rc4wd Drive at all. So I just, you know, look for the links, go on their website and find them. You know, if I could work with them, I would do a little more for them, but I'm kind of getting tired of putting out a lot of content, and you know, a lot of my stuff gets stolen and nobody even, you know what I mean, can at least mention RC Dungeon come up with that idea before you steal the shit. But I'm tired of putting links and guys using stuff and then not even throwing me a bone or anything. So I'm not going to put those links for that. Just look for that stuff, you guys. You'll find it on Rc4wd Drive's website, or just search it on Google. You'll find it. The light kit, I'm going to shut this off here. And I'm going to put a battery in it. I'll show you why I'm not a big fan of the Rc4wd Drive light kit. Okay, guys, so we're going to get into the light kit. And I'll show you the reason why I'm not, like, super impressed with their lights. So, there you go. And I've got it on a remote switch I made. I just made my own board and my own wiring harness and made me a remote switch for everything. I'd like to break it down to where I could turn certain lights on and leave other lights off, but yeah, it is what it is. I think what I'm going to end up doing is going in here and picking up different, the soft glow LEDs for this, because these just kind of look, you know, like a newer modern HID system, which is okay. I mean, I guess if you were building like a, you know, cooler, how can I say it, like a more modernized build or something like that, I suppose this would fit with it, because this is what you'd have in there, would be like an LED, HID, whatever, you know, if you're talking one-to-one stuff. But there you go. It's got all your markers and stuff. This did come messed up out of the box for me when they put this together. I had to take all this apart in here. They had this lens messed up. I had to go in here and pull all this out and repair this back in here. So no big deal. I fixed it. So bless you. These are my own made mounts for my fog light tabs. I'm not getting into how I did that. I got to get LEDs in there. Yeah, so there's that light kit in the front. And let me see, I don't know if I can drive the truck here with my doors up. But you can see that servo. That twister servo I'm talking about. Man, it's got some oomph on 7.4 volts. That's pretty impressive. So let's drive it up here. Obviously, you can tell the system I have in this thing is not stock. Yeah. So, okay, let me see if I can drive it up here. And then we will get this thing turned around a little bit. And we'll get the light kit into the front of the truck the best I can here on camera. Drive it back here. I'm trying to do this one-handed and use my cheap gimbal here without tearing anything up. So, yeah, we got there's your tail lights. You don't get brakes. You don't get reverse. You don't get the little marker up here, which doesn't make any sense. I would have thought they would have included that. I don't know. I think the Power Shift RC kits do. So, oh, my little four-wheeler's not strapped down. It's moving around. But it is nice. It is nice either way. You get a light kit. You get, simple lights, which there's nothing wrong with that. You can see where I made my little corner windows. I've got to sand this down a little bit and touch all this up with some white paint right here on both sides. Because like I said, I took the window completely out of it. I was going to do like a half rolled down window, but nah. I like the windows down. I think that's pretty much everything, guys. The paint on this thing's beautiful. It's going to kill me to scratch it, like I said before. And there's, like I said, I'm not dissing RC4wd Drive's light kit here. I'm just saying, yeah, got the drag brake. I ain't gonna be able to push that back. And these are bright. So if you're out trailing and it's dark or whatever, these are going to work really nice for you. You're definitely going to be able to see with these a little better than it's just like in the real one-to-one world. The halogens are dim and yellowish looking, like I have in all my other trucks in my videos if you watch them. Like this truck has the Power Shift kit, which is my favorite light kit. It's a simple light kit, plugs right in. You can put a remote switch on them just like I did with this one. Turn them on and off. So I just wanted, I've been talking to a guy online. I went with what he calls the KISS system. Keep it simple, stupid. That's kind of how I went with this truck because it's going to get used and pretty well used on the trail. So I wasn't going to go bling bling crazy with it, but I wanted it to look good. It's going to morph into different changes as life goes for this truck, the same as the TF3 did over here. This is just its predecessor, basically, and that's why I went with the white truck. Something about, the white steed, like in the Hero song, but, yeah, I thought this would be fitting for a Hero truck. And I went with the Xtra Cab just because, I wish they'd take the K10 and do the opening doors. If they'd have done the K10 with the opening doors, I probably would have bought one. Not that I can't make opening doors on it myself, but I don't want to spend a month or whatever fabricating opening doors, making all that stuff for the K10. And like I said, I like the Toyotas, so I do got to get my scale shock, shimmy shock put on here in place of the regular steering bar. I've still got to do that. I may actually leave these lights in here, man. They're actually pretty bright. Nice for night runs and everything. But anyways, yeah, I think that's everything, guys. I think we covered. Pretty sure that's everything. Like I said, the main things I changed on the truck was the wheels and tires and went with the A's and the scale hubs because you're supposed to have lock and lockout hubs. Kept the rear hubs because they're really nice. Here's a better up-close view. I try to cover everything in depth for you guys. And I don't know if the camera will pick it up. Man, these are beautiful. Got the little Rc4wd Drive in there. They're very nice, man. I'm going to get on there and pick me up another set of these. These are very nice. Also, the KC light stuff all comes from Rc4wd Drive. You guys can find that on their website. Just search around, you'll find it. Same way with the A's and hubs down here. Those are Rc4wd Drive parts too. I'm trying to make sure I cover everything for the people that actually watch the videos. Like I said, this is the Rc4wd Drive. This comes stock on this truck. It's a shackle reversal and it's proper for a scale truck. This is really good quality from Rc4wd Drive. Also, if you're gonna run an anti-wrap bar, I'm not gonna run an anti-wrap bar on this truck. I didn't find a need for this. I tried to put the scale U-bolts onto this from a TF3. They fit, but the shock body hits. So I would have to space stuff out differently and change a bunch of stuff. I was hoping to go to the U-bolts because I like the scale U-bolts. I'm looking at the actual Trailfinder 2 U-bolts to go over to this truck, but I see they're a lot smaller. I don't know if they're going to be as heavy duty as the U-bolt systems on the TF3. So I'm still working that out. That may be a later video for the U-bolt stuff. And what I like about the TF2 U-bolts, it looks like you can bolt it as a U-bolt, and you can run your screws through the top like normal here. So I kind of like that. That's kind of a cool thing. So I'm still looking into all that, and I'll be doing update videos maybe if I go that route for you guys on all that stuff. So that's what we got so far. Not getting too much detail on the interior. I'll do an update video when the interior is completely fully done, and I'll show you guys what I've done to it. I'm not going to break down on what I used and everything because I'm just, like I said, I'm tired of my stuff getting stolen. Other people are putting that on their pages, especially I've noticed on Facebook, and they don't give any credit where credit is due. At least if I share something, I say, hey, you know what I mean? This is where I got it from. I did that for the Wayne's World RC guy on his video on his Blazer Dash, where I got the idea from. I mentioned him in there. I'm not posting that stuff on here anymore because if you can't give credit, that's just, I'm sorry, you're a thief when you do that. You should at least give credit where you got the idea from. You did not come up with that idea. That's just how I do stuff, you know. So anyways, from the RC Dungeon, peace.